Diamonds are tiny, gleaming crystals made entirely of carbon atoms. They are the hardest natural material ever discovered, and when cut and polished, they are worth staggering fortunes. Extracting them requires patience, enormous machines, and powerful explosives. But have you ever wondered how the hardest and most precious stone in the world is formed, found, and pulled from the earth? Today, we're visiting some of the world's largest diamond mines and one of the most secure facilities in North America to find out exactly how diamonds are made. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to discover will completely change the way you look at these extraordinary stones, right here on Stories Behind Everything. Diamonds are formed from pure carbon deep in the Earth's mantle, between 90 and 120 miles below the surface, where they're subjected to pressures up to 45,000 times greater than atmospheric pressure, and temperatures that can reach nearly 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit. Under these extreme conditions, carbon atoms arrange themselves into an incredibly stable crystalline structure, one that makes diamonds 4 times harder than any other mineral on the planet, resistant to corrosion, and in their finest form, completely transparent. Scientists believe the formation process takes between 1 and 3.5 billion years. Diamonds only reached the surface thanks to deep, rapid volcanic eruptions that occurred in Earth's geological past. These eruptions carried diamonds upward at extraordinary speed, forming vertical rock columns called kimberlite pipes, the primary diamond deposits in the world today. Over time, erosion also transported some of these diamonds into rivers, creating what are known as alluvial deposits. About 125 miles south of the Arctic Circle lies one of the largest diamond mines on Earth, the Ekati Mine, in Canada's Northwest Territories. Roughly half a mile wide and nearly 1,000 feet deep, it's considered the most productive diamond mine in the world, processing up to 8 million carats of diamonds per year. Sitting in a remote, frozen wilderness, the mine is renowned both for the exceptional quality of its diamonds and for its remarkable engineering, with structures built directly on a frozen lake, operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, year-round, even in winter temperatures that plunge to -40 degrees Fahrenheit. The rocks that contain diamonds are called kimberlites. Up to 7,000 tons of kimberlite are extracted from the Ekati mine every single day. Open-pit mining begins with specialized drill bits boring into the ground. Explosive charges are placed in the holes to fragment the rock. Through controlled detonation, massive blocks of kimberlite are shattered into manageable pieces that can be transported to the processing plant. After the blast, the broken rock is scooped up by large excavators and loaded onto trucks capable of carrying up to 265 tons per trip. Where the ore lies deeper, underground mining takes over. Tunnels are carved down to the kimberlite bodies hundreds of feet below the surface, using a technique called sub-level retreat, where kimberlite is removed in stages from top to bottom to prevent collapses. Underground drills and loaders fragment the rock and bring it to the surface. Each truckload of kimberlite can contain up to 700 carats of rough diamonds. The kimberlite arrives at a fully automated processing plant where multiple stages are needed to liberate, separate, and recover the diamonds from the raw rock. First, the rock is crushed down to pieces roughly 1 inch in size, passing through a series of primary and secondary crushers that break it progressively smaller, without destroying the precious stones inside. The crushed material is then classified by size using vibrating screens. Sensors identify diamonds based on the density of the material. The rock is then submerged in a dense liquid, typically ferrosilicon. Common rocks, being less dense, float to the surface. Diamonds, being denser, sink and are separated out. The material that sinks, the concentrate, is what potentially contains diamonds. The identified diamonds move on to a final wash, where they're cleaned of any remaining kimberlite residue. They're then sorted, either manually or by automated systems, and classified by size, color, shape, and purity. The rough diamonds are packaged and sent under armed escort to sorting, cutting, and sales centers around the world. The process of transforming rough diamonds into beautiful, brilliant gems begins with the workshop manager, the person who decides how each stone should be cut and polished to maximize its value. First, the diamond is placed under a laser scanner or 3D micro CT scanner that analyzes both the exterior and interior of the crystal. The system maps the stone's raw size and shape, detects internal imperfections, and identifies zones of color variation. Software then creates a digital model of the rough diamond and simulates cutting options with one goal: maximize value while minimizing waste. Based on those simulations, specialists choose the cut type, orientation, and faceting plan, and mark the rough diamond with ink as a visual guide for the cutter. If necessary, the rough stone is first divided into smaller pieces, using industrial lasers of extraordinary precision, capable of cutting complex shapes with minimal material loss. Then begins the most artisanal and visually stunning stage of the entire process: cutting and polishing, where a rough diamond is transformed into a brilliant, symmetrical gem ready to be set in jewelry. This is where the diamond gets its final shape and the characteristic sparkle that captivates the world. The rough diamond is mounted on a rotating arm called a dough stick, adjusted with precision to control the angle and position of each facet. The cutter presses the diamond against a spinning steel disc coated with diamond powder, because only a diamond can cut another diamond. Each facet is placed at an exact angle. Perfect symmetry is critical. It determines how light enters the stone, reflects internally, and exits through the top, creating the intense brilliance everyone expects from a fine diamond. The most traditional and valuable cut is the round brilliant, where the diamond is faceted with 57 or 58 individual faces. Faceting alternates between cutting and inspection, with 10 times and 20 times magnifying lenses and microscopes used to verify precision at every step. Once all facets are in place with the correct proportions, the diamond moves to final polishing, where it's pressed once more against the spinning disc to give each facet its ultimate brilliance. The polishing unlocks the diamond's full optical potential. Light enters, reflects, and exits with maximum brightness and colored refraction. What jewelers call fire. After each polishing pass, the stone is inspected for symmetry, facet uniformity, and the absence of scratches or blemishes. The finished diamonds are then ready for final grading, official certification, and entry into the luxury market, where they'll be set into jewelry or sold as loose gems to buyers around the world. And that's how millions of carats of diamonds are extracted, processed, and cut every year, from a billion-year-old crystal buried 90 miles underground to the stone sparkling on someone's finger. If you enjoyed this episode, drop a like, share it with your friends, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.